Video is not intended for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to Mexican Ironman.
Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Seven Kinds of Mischief. I'm your host, Stone Loki, and with me tonight is Mexican Ironman and 24/7, the rebel from Fusion Media. How are you doing, guys?
What's good? What's good? How y'all doing out there?
24/7 got an intro. 24/7 got an intro.
Yeah, I saw that. I was surprised to see that, man.
It's like Taco Tuesdays are back.
That's what's up, man.
Taco Tuesday late night edition.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Taco
Tuesday late night edition after the trucks have rolled.
Taco Tuesday after dark.
Yeah,
After
bro.
dark,
What happened this morning? I've been getting Twitter blow-ups all day. I haven't even read any of my emails or nothing. What happened what did I miss this morning? I heard you and I trucker got married or something.
No. We had a good show. We had a show with Heiress of Chaos. Heiress of Chaos was on this morning, and then I addressed a video that Anti-Trekker put out because he called out the fandom, and I gave my take on it. And when we went to roll the credits, Anti-Trekker showed up. I invited Anti-Trekker on the show. We talked for about an hour, and he has his view, I have my view, and while we don't agree, he can say whatever he wants to. And that's what he wants to do. If he wants to go after the fandom, that's his choice.
Whoa. Well, isn't that special? Wow. Oh. Are you starting fires again, Mr. Loki doke?
I didn't start it. I just talked about it.
Hey, Colin P. Smith, it's Women's Day for some of us.
And hey, man. Mad's Mama Bear is here. Hello, Mad Chef Jedi Bill 797, Luis Sparrow. Hello, Luis. Colin P. Smith.
What's up?
Positive Candor.
P. Smith, yeah.
And I'll say it again because it's awesome to have you here. Mad's Mama Bear's in the house.
That's the official Mexican Ironman Mad's Mama Bear. Hello. Here, I'll do it again.
Oh, shit.
Hey, 24/7, you know what you need at the beginning of a show? You need something like the 24/7 1970s Earth, Wind, and Fire dancers. You know, like 4 or 5 dancers in the back, 2 dudes, 3 or 4 girls. You know, 24/7, he's up tonight, 24/7. And they all like jump like in a painted van, and y'all all go off and do adventures. You know what I mean? The 24/7 dancers. Everybody gets in the van, and you go off and like, I don't know, you go off to like the Bronx and different parts of Puerto Rico and like, you know, save chickens and shit. You know what I mean? 24/7, save a chicken.
Yeah, that might work, man.
24/7. All right, that's enough of that shit.
And Mad Mama Bear said she loves it, Mexican Ironman. Hello, Cred Sox 5.
Oh, shit.
Wow. Well, you know what? Hey, so I heard a rumor that this all got started with my man, Captain Track. Is that true?
What do you mean?
Where did this thing get started with the anti-trucker?
Anti-trucker put out a video that said this.
I heard it was one of our peeps though that challenged him. That's what I heard. Is that true? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I got the information wrong.
Oh, dude. Oh, Cap. As far as I know, Cap just said that Cap was talking about doing the reviews, and he didn't like Lower Decks, and he was told if he didn't like it, don't watch it. Well, anti-trucker watches shit he doesn't like all the time.
What happened to free speech? What the fuck?
Well, anti-trucker watches shit. You know, he built his channel on Discovery and Picard.
Built his channel. You know, that's a hard thing for. Look, I've historically loved anti-trucker, but I think I'm going to have to draw a line in the sand here and get out some true feelings here because I'm going to call bullshit. You know, I love my boy anti-trucker, but I think he's miffed as to why he started his channel so long ago, and so many other YouTubers have blown by him and are a lot bigger than he is. Yeah, I said it.
He said it. He said it, ladies and gentlemen.
And I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not trying to have my own channel with my own content and, you know, make a living off this thing. I am just a humble fan, you know, skating through the, you know, the internet waves and just trying to partake and share virtual tacos and virtual tamales and, you know, with people I love. That's it.
And good evening, Chris Persia. How are you doing, brother? Good evening, Rebecca Browand. Is that how you say it? I don't want to pronounce your name wrong.
Browand, yeah.
Chris Persia. That is a brother who does some serious wrench hours for Doomcock.
Oh, yeah. For everybody.
Especially Chris, though, bro. I think that boy's 24/7.
And RR agrees with Mexican Ironman's assessment.
Here's the thing. You know what? I'm just going to call it out. I'm going to say it out. Why am I holding back? It's because I haven't had a drink yet. I'm going to go get a drink after.
Well, I let everybody know how I felt this morning.
All right, I'm going to go get a drink, and I'm going to let it rip. Hold on. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
All right. Mexican Ironman's going to go get a drink, ladies and gentlemen. And this, we just set this show up to talk about DC Comics and how to fix DC Comics, but obviously,
I guess shit. I guess we could fix the comics after this shit, man.
We'll fix the comics after we fix this. Colin P. Smith, he built his channel. He built his channel on Discovery and Picard. Yes, copyright strike. Whiskey, Tennessee whiskey.
What's up, Colin P. Smith?
Rambling Canuck, how are you doing, brother?
Canuck, what's up? RR, Chris Persia, Samantha Joe. Shit, Positive Candor.
Oh, and shit. Positive Candor unsubbed from anti-trucker over 2 weeks ago and does not regret his decision.
My girl Maz, what's up, girl?
He's going to let it rest in peace. Too many free holies.
Oh shit.
Yeah, throw out everyone that wants to insert woke agenda instead of good stories. The problem is you've got so many people embedded in this now. Even people that might act like they have nothing. Even people that might not act like they got nothing to do with it, they could still have something to do with it. And then you got a whole nother network you have to deal with. They're like ticks.
Yeah, man.
And Mad's Mama Bear's like, hey, 24/7.
Actually, shit like that kind of, that divides up the fandom, man.
Yeah.
That's the thing, man. It's, it could have been a better way of doing this, man. Without putting it on tape. If you had issues, just they really your friends. You pull them to the side and you talk to them. Cameras off. Behind the scenes. You can give them a call. You DM them. You talk about it. Like what adults do. making a video and putting it on blast, and then depending on how people feel, hell, they either gonna jump on one side or jump on the other. That's some further divide and conquer type shit, man. And shit, yeah, man, we can't allow that shit to happen, man. We stronger than that.
No, we are.
Yeah. But it's kind of like it's kind of like one of those kind of reminds me like shit that happened in Commons Gate. When you got Doug TenNapel and Mike S. Miller and them. They were Ethan Van Sciver and the and his boys, and then all of a sudden it's just like they just turn on them, and they turn on Ethan, and it just ends up being fucked up, and it's a sour taste in everybody's mouth, and boom, there you go, division. And then the people, let's say in the fandom, that really don't like Doomcock or whoever, is gonna go ahead and jump on Andy Trecker's side, and then and everybody that loves Doomcock is gonna jump on Doomcock's side, and you already know how this shit's gonna work, man. That's the thing, man. This is something to divide us, man. And I watched his video last night, and I looked through the comment section, and man, you had a lot of people. He had like over, if I'm not mistaken, maybe over 100 people, 135 people commenting on that shit, and a lot of people agreeing with him, believe it or not. And I was like, oh shit,
it's his audience. It's his audience.
Yeah, I mean, but shit, I mean, but the same people that watch, more than him, that watch, one of the other channels and just be like, fuck it, I've been feeling like that for a long time. But you basically, you said how, you basically said what I felt, and they'll side with him. So, and then it'll be to the point that people that just don't like Doomcock, period, would just fucking side with him. Like, oh fuck it, somebody that don't like this motherfucker. All right, let's get on his side.
And yeah, Jedi Bill's going to have a good stream later tonight. Pokes on the Soup starting at midnight. He's going to talk about Green Lantern. We'll see how long he can stay on the rails. Damn, where's Mike? 2 minutes, my ass. Get a drink.
Sorry.
But you know what? That's the problem. That is the problem with large organizations that do not have and the fandom doesn't need one, a true leader. The fandom doesn't need a true leader. It is made up of many organizations, big, small. Right. It doesn't matter if you are a fan and you love your Star Wars, Star Trek, Babylon, whatever the hell it is you watch.
Right.
They are Doctor Who, and they are shitting all over it. And you don't like it, you want to say something, you're a member of the Panda Menace. Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
You got a guest.
We do?
Yep. Look on the screen.
Bring him in. Let's go. Let's party.
Annie Trucker, do you want to come back up here? We'll just say fuck it.
I know for a fact he does not like Doomcock. He's never said a bad thing about Doomcock. He might not like how Doomcock styles himself, but I know for a fact Anti-Trucker has no views like that. That I know. I'm gonna stand up for Anti-Trucker on that because I've been listening to Anti-Trucker stream for 2 years. Bring him on. Let's go. Let's have a talk. Maybe we should have a talk. Maybe as we have the SJWs on the run, the four of us should talk about where we go with this here Fandom Menace. Since we're all like, small channels. I think that's a Jim Dandy idea. Yeah, Echo Base Network. He's been on the stream with Anti-Trucker and Doomcock. Shit, I think I even set that one up at one point. Anyway, bring him in. Let's party. Maybe we should change tonight's show instead of what does DC Comics need to do going forward? How about now that it's clear that we have Kathleen Kennedy on the run and Disney on the run with Star Wars, we have a discussion of where the hell do we go with the Phantom Menace? Why don't we do that?
I have no problem with that. Descriptions can be changed. Thumbnails can be changed.
Rants, raves, and reviews. The future of the fandom menace. How's that? Oh, I can't. He's at work. But someone told me about the stream. All right. Well, here's what I'm going to say. Here's what I was going to say about Janet Trekker. And you know I love you, and you know I've been a long-time supporter, so you should be able to swallow what I'm about to say. So, here's what always miffed me. When I look at the internet, to me, there's the 3 black belts of Star Trek knowledge. Anna's certainly one of them. Doomcock is certainly not one of them. And Anti-Trekker is certainly the third. I mean, I'm talking like third-level black belt udon. People who know their Trek inside out, left, right, upside down. I'll throw Bird Prey in the mix, but Bird Prey, one of the hell did I just drop? Bird Prey is one of our boys in terms of Anti-Trekker's channel. Anti-Trekker was around before a lot of these folks, and it's my opinion, and I don't know if Anti-Trekker will share this or not, that one of the big beefs and greatest mysteries, one of the ninth mystery of the universe, is how in the hell these channels that came after Anti-Trekkers blew by in terms of subs and others, and other analytics past Anti-Trekker, when Anti-Trekker was definitely was the first one out there, and more importantly was one of the first ones going detailed and slicing and dicing. Now, I do think though that early on, I think something happened, and I'm just going to call it how fire catches fire, and I'm speaking here from the San Jose example. I'm sitting here in San Jose, California, the most expensive place to live in the country, more expensive than fucking New York. And we got fires to the north, fires to the south, fires to the left, fires to the right. Literally, if I go outside, the sky is red orange. All right? I can't jump in the pool. The COVID shit's thing. I'm locked in my fucking executive condo, and I'm pretty fucking annoyed. But fire has a way of jumping. And I think one of the fires that accidentally jumped and never should have jumped was the whole Star Wars fire jumped into the Star Trek network somehow, some way. And a lot of the heated, what am I going to call it, hurt feelings and pissed offness and hate the directors and hate the season, not giving anyone, kind of like a positive shot. We just got engulfed in the Star Trek universe by the Star Wars fire. And most of the Star Wars stuff, if you look early on at all the YouTubers, was a whole lot of ranting and a whole lot of raving, and not a whole lot of substance necessarily. And the one thing I can tell you about Anti-Trekker, well, they can tell you about the others too. They know their fucking Star Trek. And in the beginning, and I'm talking to everybody, we're talking like the Popcorn Boy, we're talking about like Egotastic Fun Time. I'm talking about even that dipshit Kowalski, who is a dipshit. I was a sub to Kowalski for a long time. And by the way, I watched Discovery religiously for the first 2 years. I told you guys that early on, and you thought I was a moron. I've given every Star Trek product that's come out from Kurtzman a chance. Even though my boy is Doom, even though all my super boy is Doomcock, and I'm his number one man behind the scenes, I have given every single show that's come out it's due, and I haven't listened to anybody. I mean, literally, I watched every single Discovery with a positive heart in mind every time going in. But at the end of the day, I have to say, what is it that I love? And I have to love Star Trek the way it originally is. And the reason why analysis turns into ranting and raving is because at this stage in the game, I'm sick and tired of producers and people that get paid a shitload of money of ruining the things that I loved as a youth. And based upon that is that much important to me, I'm entitled to rant and rave like a mother fracker all day and fracking night. Now, I love my man Anti-Trekker, and I go on at 7 a.m. for the most intense discussions between him and Bird Prey of Star Trek. And I have no idea to this day why my man Anti-Trekker isn't bigger. I know he's gone on Gary's channel on Friday Night Tights and this and that, and I wish he was bigger because I think more people need to hear Anti-Trekker from his perspective. Because on top of everything else, I think one thing that bugs Anti-Trekker, and it has bugged me, is that when you're a born-again Christian and you try to walk with a positive light in life, being a fan and being in the fandom makes it hard to exist every day. It really does. What I'm saying is that when I think of Star Trek, Star Wars, and other stuff, and the being in the fandom minutes, almost everything's a negative. It's never a positive. Yet in my day life, trying to be a born again Christian, being a nice guy, a good Mexican, a good positive, role model for kids, volunteering after school, the stuff I do, go to church, all the other stuff that I normally do. That's a place of positivity. It's a place of warmth, a place of love, and a place where things might be positive, and always trying to be positive. And then you turn around, and then so much is negative. It's a really hard way to exist. It's a really hard way to exist. And although we don't talk about we don't talk about religion, and we don't talk about politics and fandom, and we're not supposed to talk about religion and fandom. I'm just telling you, it's a very hard place to live. That's all I'm saying.
And I love what Mad's Mama Bear says right there. The way I see it, the fandom just wants the original stories respected, be it Star Trek, Star Wars, DC, whatever. Yes, ma'am. Damn straight, Mads.
Yeah, let's just get back to fucking comics in DC. Fuck it.
How the hell are we going to fix DC Comics?
I think there's several ways. What about
PJ?
I think there's several ways. What about focus groups? What about letting them know what we think? What about petitions online? What if we start to overwhelm them with what we think? What if we get 2 or 3 or 4 people in the DC community to write up something about what they do and don't want to see about Wonder Woman, and send it straight to Jim Lee? Why don't we start overwhelming Jim Lee? Why don't we do small little snippet videos of 2 to 3 minutes? Jim Lee, here's what we think we want to see going forward in comics. Blam, blam, blam. Dude, if we can produce outros and intros, we can produce DC intros and outros all day and night. What do you think?
I think that's something. That might be a start.
Yeah.
Anna Trigger says DC, the comic book company, is dead, as is Marvel. However, the film franchise can be saved.
Well, I think it all can be saved one way or the other. I think at one point or another, let's just look at things in cycles. Can Comicsgate be stopped?
Nope.
No, hell no.
I mean, let's be real here, people. Okay, because I buy almost everything in comics. I have now. Let me tell you what I think is cool. What I think is cool is that I don't know what day on one week, but on any given day of any given week, I go to my mailbox and I open up a Comicsgate surprise. I don't necessarily know when it's coming, but I get a high quality publication, incredibly well wrapped, and I get a new story from new or different characters. And I am absolutely, I feel like back when I did when I was 12 years old and I went to the comic book store and opened up my bag. So there is a lot of money there.
Right.
Were you laughing at right 24/7?
Yeah, no, I was agreeing.
Remember that feeling we get when we go to the store and we knew what was supposed to be in the bag, but then once in a while there'd be like a third issue or something on the backside. Remember that?
Man, and, I miss some days, man. Yeah.
Remember those days? We're like, oh, I get this too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I miss those days, man. I miss that, man.
Well, the reason why the comic book industry, I could argue anti-church with you all day and night that a lot of other things are dead. Star Trek, Star Wars, and a whole other things. But a lot of these things can't die. And let me tell you why it's not dead, the entire comic book industry. The entire comic book industry is not dead when one man can single-handedly make $1 million by having a brilliant fucking game plan.
Right.
When one man can single-handedly make $1 million off of a fucking single-handed game plan. Now, I wish it had been me. I'm sure you wish it had been you. I'm sure others wish it had been them. But it was Ethan Van Sciver. And by the way, he's not the only one. Huh? He's not the only one. And despite all the heat he takes, motherfucking Ethan is a reluctant hero. He is a reluctant fucking hero. If you actually sit down and listen to all of his streams, hours upon hours, he did not want to be this hero, but he on any given day or month, he embraces it and he fucking uses it. But he didn't want to be this hero. But let me tell you, he's not the only one. I can name up to a half dozen other creators right now that off of a single title of a single campaign are making well in excess of 100, 200,000 or more dollars. More.
Yep.
And let me tell you this. I am treated with respect by Comicsgate. When I opened up my life, maybe I should do some opening videos of my Comicsgate shit because I've been pretty silent on all this stuff. I've just been a customer. When I opened up my Comicsgate package, the damn thing feels like I got it from Fort Knox. I swear to God, I think that they transported a 24-karat bar of gold. It is solid. There's no way it can be damaged. What Jeff did was a fluke because all the others that I've got are fucking macro protected. I open them up. They're in dual media packaging. I get some freebies in there I didn't know I was getting. And when they're in the right plastic with the right tape. See, this is a great thing. When you have comics book fans and guys who originally worked inside the industry delivering your book 24, they know exactly how it's supposed to come to you. I got $80 worth of comic books just the other day from John Malin from a campaign from last year.
Oh.
Son of a bitch. I got trading cards in there. I got ash cans in there I didn't know about. See, I bought in early, but I get all the industry. And so what's happening is that when you think of comics books, I wasn't into I wasn't into any of these characters 20 years ago, like when John and the others created them. I was into other shit. But I'm kind of into them now. I am in the graveyard shift now. I mean, fuck, it is kind of cool imagining if all the nightmarish creatures of the night ended up becoming kind of like what would we call them? Avengers, Justice League 24/7. I mean, I don't know what to call them. There's some cool shit in there.
Yeah.
Good night, Chef Zilla. Anyways, the point is this: the industry isn't dead when someone just figured out how to make $1 million fucking dollars off of a single title, or $200,000 to $400,000 off of a second or third fucking title. Okay, the industry's not dead. What's going to happen is that other people are going to come back and more realizing it. There are now in excess of 20 different independent companies. How about Mandy from Arkansas? Where's Mandy from? Georgia? Georgia. Who knows Mandy from Georgia? You know Mandy from Georgia, Loki?
I do.
24/7. You know Mandy from Georgia?
Sure do.
Who would have ever thought Mandy from Georgia would ever be a comics book publisher, editor, creator? Now, I don't want to be a fucking, little racist elitist from Stanford, but I'm going to be a racist elitist from Stanford somehow. Who would have thought that a Southern gal with a Southern accent, working out of one of the rooms of her house with a couple kids, married, maintaining a whole household, is going to bust out multiple issues? My kid loved the book that we got last month. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. So I dare say the comics book industry is not dead when the comics book is not dead when people are making money profitably and delivering products that customers like. And dare I say, go forward. Thank you, DC, for canceling so many of your titles, because you know what? Because on the National Comic Books counter, where they count number of issues delivered, guess what? Comics Game's going to end up fucking being in the top fucking 10, 20.
Yep.
Eventually. So no, the industry isn't dead. Don't even try to do that with me. Now, are DC and Marvel titles potentially dead? Potentially. But I'll tell you what, sitting on the cutting room floor, worst case scenario, someone will pick those up at auction or in bankruptcy. And then someone will do something with them again. They're not completely dead. They're dead for now. And don't forget, there are many of these titles that were dead for a long fucking time. There are many titles that were dead for a long time. Brown Lantern. Hey, who absconded the Brown Lantern ID? That's theft and plagiarism. We're going to get to you later, buddy. Anyways, my point is this, is that the comic book industry is not going anywhere soon. It's just evolving and devolving. Don't forget that there was Brown Lantern, find me offline, because it's embarrassing to have you there with the brown fucking square. I've got better graphics for you if you want to be Brown Lantern. So if you officially want to be Brown Lantern, no problem. Send me a direct message on Twitter and we'll get you some real graphics.
I've got it already.
Yeah, find out who Brown Lantern really is. If he's okay, if Brown Lantern's okay. If you want to be Brown Lantern, you can be Brown Lantern. But you got to contact me or Loki at DMs. Contact Loki.
Send me an email at stone_Loki@hotmail.com. I will get you some art.
Yeah. If we got somebody who wants to be Brown Lantern, no problem. I mean, all right, you could have asked first, but we'll let it go because you're a fan. We'll let it go. Anyway, the point is the comic book industry ain't going fucking anywhere. People are making more money, and you know what? Money breeds hate. Money breeds jealousy. Money breeds a lot of things. I cannot wait until DC stops producing some other titles. You know what? Blessed shall be the day when they stop producing all of the Green Lanterns, which has come already. Blessed be the day that there are no more Green Lanterns and it's on the cutting room floor. And you know what? Maybe me, with all of my money that I make, I go and buy the shit out of auction and hand it to Ethan Van Sciver as a proud fan from 20 years ago. Ethan, my czar, my hero, my childhood artist here. Instead of me commissioning the thing, here's all the Green Lantern for you. Go. That would be my dream. Because on the day they're dead, they'll be auctioned off for sale for nothing, for pennies on the dollar.
Right. Yep.
I don't know about the evil of Bird of Prey. I kind of like Bird of Prey. But Bird of Prey, I do believe, enslaved many Mexicans early on. So I don't know. Anti-Trucker, you might be right. We may have to team up against that with Anti-Trucker against Bird of Prey. I do believe it was Bird of Prey that enslaved many of the Mexicans and sold us off to the Borg and made us green with the guacamole sauce. That's another story. That's another background story. We got to tell that story too. That was an Anti-Trucker background universe story. It was a crossover. Bird of Prey like hijacked. They wondered what happened to all the Mexican Mayans and all that. Well, ancient alien theorists think Bird of Prey hijacked all the Mexicans off planet Earth from the pyramids and enslaved them and traded them over to the Borg.
No shit.
Little did we know. All right, I'm done. I'm getting off the stage. 24/7, you're up.
Oh shit!
I think he just abandoned everybody.
No, I'm here. I'm in the background. I'm back here. I'm waiting for new Brown Lantern to email you so we can get him some real gear.
Well, I'm working on it. That's it. I'm actually sending him right now.
Who is this guy?
The graphics. I'm not telling.
Oh, that's right. We got to keep Brown Lantern's identity quiet.
That's right. Brown Lantern must remain, hidden.
Make sure when you talk to him, make sure you paid his bail guy. His bail bondsman came by my house like at 6 a.m. Supposedly he owes his bail guy $1,200 for I don't know what he did. So make sure you bail his bail bondsman.
Oh man.
24. You know I ain't gonna pay that shit. Mexican man's got to pay for his own damn shit. You know what I mean? We don't want no freeloaders. This is America.
America.
We've been watching the Republican National Committee. This is America. Hell, this is America. Hey, I have a confession to make.
Okay.
What's up?
After watching Fox News on the RNC, Mexican Ironman officially likes the girls on the Republican National Committee Fox News team.
Of course you do.
Mexican Ironman feels like they're speaking to me personally.
Oh, do they tell you personally to go out and do something crazy?
Let's just say that certain parts of my nether region start to tingle.
Oh my!
You know those places in your Iron Man suit where you scratch but you can't get there because there's a joint or you know what I mean?
I don't have an Iron Man suit.
See right there? See right there? No, can't get there. No, can't reach it. Here, let me use this stick. All right, let's see. Dave Bob, I have paid my way for over 50 years. Dave Bob's never had no bail bondsman. Dave Bob's the salt of the earth.
Like Kane in Kung Fu.
Dave Bob's the salt of the earth. Dave Bob's a man of the people. Shadowcat sounds like Iron Man is horny now. I don't know. It's just I got the stick poking at me in a certain area. I don't know. Oh God. Hold on. We got a funny here. Go to Anti-Trucker.
I am just sending. All right.
You see in the Mexican Iron Man movie, flies in, and then a bunch of guys in sombreros run up with rocket wrenches to open the armor. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he doesn't get a suit.
Who does it? Brown Lantern. Okay, remember Brown Lantern. His ring. God, someone had a nice ring from the other day. I can't remember who. Yeah, let me go find my. I'll be right back. I gotta go in my Twitter. Someone sent me a real cool ring for him. Hold on.
Because the one that Shadow Cat and Darren Wagner is here.
Who's that?
That is the gentleman that anti-trekker suggested come up and talk about this DC mess.
Bring him in.
See if I can find you on Twitter, sir. I will send you an invite.
Put your Twitter in the thingy, in the stream.
He is not on Twitter. What about Discord? How the hell do I send you a link? You have an email I can send you a link to. Twitter is for mortals. Yes, sir.
All right.
First of all, Twitter is for mortals and Mexicans. It's a budgetary issue, bro. Just chill out, all right? Chill.
Okay, I'll send you the link. Anti-trekker.
One thing that I think has really hurt anti-trekker, I'm just going to say it. One of the things that I've heard exposure to your channel is your work schedule. We used to, I'm going to be selfish as an anti-trekker fan. We used to pretty much get anti-trekker whenever we wanted, however we wanted, wherever we wanted. And then you got a new work schedule. And I mean, I know he's got to work, right? But things definitely changed after that. You know, speaking selfishly as a trekker fan, or an anti-trekker fan, things definitely changed after that. And I think your new schedule didn't necessarily help with getting new subs, because one of the things that, one of the flexibilities that Anna and Doomcock and the others have is those mofos can go 24/7 any day and night. You know what I mean? They'll pop on at 2 a.m, 5 a.m, 5 at night, So that's my 2 cents.
Well, people think I'm crazy for doing the morning show. I love doing my morning show.
You are crazy for doing the morning show.
Yeah, but who the hell else on YouTube's doing a morning show? Exactly.
There it is.
There's what?
Damn, Heirs of Chaos. That sounds good.
Chicken, green onions, egg, and double mushrooms, and a shoyu broth spike. She wasn't making that for you, bro. She was making that for Loki.
Oh, I mean, shit. I'm just saying the meal sounds good.
We got the old bone soup from this weekend. You didn't see that? It's in the back on the back table in the servants' lounge.
Anti-trekker, I send it to your Twitter like I did this morning, and it's just a regular StreamYards link.
So Mad sent me an Aquaman brown lantern ring. I don't even know what that applies, but I don't know. That's what's in the link right there.
Oh shit.
That's a long link.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh shit.
Well, that's what the ladies usually tell me. Well, yes, indeed it is.
That's a good one, man. I like that. I like that. That's what's up, man.
Yes.
Man.
And Darren, hello, Darren. It's Darren,
Hello.
right?
It is, yes.
Awesome. Welcome to 7 Kinds of Mischief.
Oh wow! I think this is the first time I've even seen the stream. So
Put on the sunglasses. It's not safe for your retina.
yes, and Mexican Ironman. So what's the subject tonight?
How to fix DC Comics.
That's just the weirdest thing too, because of the two companies, the two big ones, obviously Marvel and DC. The one that should have always had a combined universe that would have been the easiest to do would have been DC, because it was all owned by Warner Brothers for so long and still is. Now it's AT&T, but For some reason, they keep wanting to break things up into little fiefdoms. You know, they have like their television division, they have their movie division, and then within their movie division, they've got, you know, now we've got basically two different versions of Batman. They're going to be running simultaneously. But what they got to do is they got to just pick one. And to be honest, I'd go with the Justice League version of everything for right now. I mean, as much as interesting as Joker was, and as interesting as this new Nirvana soundtrack Batman film is probably going to be.
Call it Nirvana.
They play Nirvana.
They play Nirvana in the trailer, so you know it just, you know, they got to pick one. And so I think after this Patterson Batman thing, you know, they need to pick one. And to be honest, there's a way they could do it using the Flash. The whole Flashpoint thing where he gets into some mischief and ends up merging, like, so you'd have like if they really want to go with Patterson, and I understand that's his name, right? Patterson, the Twilight vampire guy who's playing Batman. Pattinson. Okay.
Yep. Right.
Okay. Yeah. So, you know, if they wanted a young Batman that they're going to get a lot of years out of, yeah, okay. They, you know, so through the machinations of the Speed Force and effects on time and things, they could actually recreate their universe and have the best of everything in one continuity. They could do that. But they really need to also kind of get their TV in gear too. I think it would be really good to have all their TV properties, once they're wrapped up, just if they're going to continue, just, you know, and granted, that's what Marvel's doing now. And they might have an aversion to that just because Marvel's already kind of done it and kind of are doing it, and they're a few steps ahead of them. But still, you know, you got to stick with what works. And this anything goes, we'll make whatever kind of movie we want with no real continuity. It isn't working for a lot of people, you know.
All right. Well, let me ask you this: do you think that the multiverse, the way it's displayed in the comic books, can actually work? You know, when it comes to the cinematic universe and tie it in with what's going on with TV?
You still have to have a plan, and I think it can work if they have a plan. But right now, it doesn't seem like they have one. I mean, it's not evidence. It's not evident to the fans anyway.
So you don't think that that this Flash movie is going to be the thing that binds it all together?
It can be, but right now it's very unclear. I mean, right now I know that the Justice League movie Flash had a brief appearance, I guess, on the Flash TV show during the whole Crisis thing, which I thought I was actually very impressed with that they tried to do that in the first place. I'm a big fan of the Flash from 1990. That was the show that I when I was a kid, you know, and for that, yeah, and for them to bring him back and then show us not only what has been going on in his universe since the show ended, but also give him a really good heroic ending, I thought was really great. Even though I didn't want to see it go.
When I saw that, I threw the remote at the fucking TV, man.
Oh yeah.
Why?
Yeah, when I saw that, and I was like, oh, they just had to take out my Flash. I just
Yeah, it was, you know, you know, and then they succeeded in getting a lot of people to feel something. And, you know, let's face it, John Wesley Shipp wasn't going to come back for another regular series as that version of the Flash. He's apparently playing guest stars on the regular Flash show as Jay Garrick and a few other things. So I mean, we're still going to get him in a way, but there needs to be a plan. And right now we had a cameo of the Justice League movie Flash in the Crisis thing. Ezra Miller. Sorry, I couldn't remember his name. So if they're smart, they will start running with that idea, and that's how good ideas often happen. They come out as a little pun here, a little joke there, and all of a sudden, hey, people really responded well to that. We could do something like that. Let's do that. And so if they go that route, I think they could be a contender for Marvel right now.
And I agree. That's the same thing I was saying. Like the fact that that they, you know, the Arrowverse itself made like the 66 Batman, the Birds of Prey TV show from like the early 2000s, and a lot of other things relevant to let you know, like, hey, these things existed. So they were able to pull in the TV part of it, along with bringing Brandon Routh from Return of Superman.
Yep.
And then also bringing in the 90s Flash. We see Burt Ward, with Bat Hound, and I mean, just to see all that, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, and the fact that Ezra Miller met Grant Gustin, Flash, let you know that it's all connected as far as the TV cinematic universe goes, and then the TV universe goes, and then as far as that connecting to the movies, Ezra Miller made his appearance made it possible, and I agree with you 100%. I think that's probably the way they're going to do it, and they're going to use Ben Affleck as the starting point of when I guess when Ezra Miller is going to go through through time, and the parallel Batman show up, then you get to see Michael Keaton, you get to see all these different versions.
Yep.
The thing is, DC's the master of whether they fucked up the timeline or they did something good with it. They're the masters of knowing how to manipulate time and work with parallel universes better than Marvel.
Yeah, they've got the templates there with
exactly
90 years of comics to go by. It's just a question of whether they're going to use it and if they're going to use it well. And I actually think that Jeff Johns, if he's involved, it's in good hands. To be honest,
that's
yeah.
And I've even told them about it. I said, man, depending on how Jeff Johns is a part of this, if he is, it might hurt it more than help it. So
yeah, it all depends. You're right. Jeff Johns has made some interesting choices over the years. I remember when he was doing Justice Society, and he brought Black Adam onto the team, and I'm like, wait, what's wrong with Captain Marvel? He's the hero. Why'd you take the villain and put him in there? And I found out later through interviews and stuff and met him at a convention that he thought about it and he thought about it and he says, I wanted to keep Billy Batson and his little family of superheroes pure. What the things I wanted to do with a Shazam character in Justice Society required a different character, and converting Black Adam into an anti-hero was the best choice. And I thought, well, you know what, that's a good idea. I'm glad that you wanted to keep Mary Marvel and Billy Batson, Shazam's all sort of in their native format. And then, so then I didn't mind the whole idea of having Black Adam in there so much. Black Adam was getting more panel time than Captain Marvel. And I was like, well, what? It's like, but that was why he did it. So,
Captain Black Adam, the way he was written, he was more interesting.
Yeah. And readers often like to see, and this is true in pro wrestling, this is true everywhere, they love to see a heel turn good.
There you go.
Marvel made their, in the 60s, that's almost all they were doing. They were turning the coolest villains they had, like Wolverine and Hawkeye and Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. They were turning the villains into good guys and putting them in the Avengers and other teams and stuff.
Right.
And Wonder Man, I mean, he was a villain.
Yeah, I remember Wonder Man. Yeah.
Yeah. So they already had their finger on that pulse, and they haven't been doing that a lot in the movies. So if DC starts doing that with the Black Adam movie, for example, I was talking to Andy Trekker about that earlier today. It's interesting that if it's a Shazam sequel, and it looks like it's going to be because it looks like they got the same actor that played the old man Shazam in the Shazam movie in the trailer too. Then that's having the sequel to Shazam be a Black Adam movie is actually a pretty good idea.
And Speaker of the Dead brings up a good point. He says, get the people who ran Batman, Superman, and the Justice League, the animated series, in there to run the DC universe. They are proven.
Yeah. I've said that for years. I said I wanted Paul Dini and Bruce Timm to take over the comics series. I wanted them to take over the DC comics for the longest time because look, they clearly know what they're doing. Look at the animated series they've done, and they knew where to cut corners. They knew where to merge ideas, and they made it all work. And they're both the kind of guys who don't want to change anything unless it's absolutely necessary, and they only change it just enough to get it modernized or something. So there's a certain degree of trust I have in those guys. They are getting kind of old now, though. So they might think they're retirement age, but we'll have to draft them if that's the case. But yeah.
I'd rather have him than the bullshit that's out now. So
yeah.
Paul Dini, he's fucking
What did you think of the weekend show?
The DC fandom event. Darren.
Oh, you know what? I didn't find out about it until after it was over, and I've been trying to catch up on all the. I'm sorry, I've been kind of busy. I've been doing some real life stuff, but I'm pretty much all caught up with the trailers now. I'm not overly excited. I was excited about Wonder Woman for a while there because I thought the first movie, except for the third act, was pretty decent. Yeah. But this stuff with transforming Maxwell Lord into a very thin pastiche of Donald Trump is not sitting well with me. Because he's so much different than that. He's so much better than that. But and this is one of the biggest problems I've had with comic book movies for the longest time is that they'll try to. It used to be they never got the hero or the villain right, but lately they've been getting, like the last 20 years, they've been getting the heroes right, but the villains are still not quite right. And yeah. So
it's funny you say that. I was thinking to myself, and I even got a video that I'm editing right now that I'm going to release after this show about this subject matter with Wonder Woman and the whole thing of Maxwell Lord being like Trump. I was like, out of everybody in her rogues gallery, Maxwell Lord is the best thing you can come up with, or is that the best thing you can come up with to make it a reason to bring back Steve Trevor?
Yeah, I mean,
is that the only way you can justify Steve Trevor is by putting Maxwell Lord in the movie? I'm like, come on, it's a shit.
Yeah. There were so many other ways they could have gone. They could have used Cersei, from mythology. They could have used. And personally, I don't like. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm saying I was thinking like, think about Giganta, and if you ever seen Sucker Punch, where you see like those girls fighting, something bigger than them, and they're sitting there uppercutting and beating something like that. I could see Wonder Woman fighting. It's like the attack of the 50-foot woman.
Yeah, a version of Giganta would work fine.
Than this shit.
Yeah. Maxwell Lord. I'll tell you what. There's an image that you can find online, and it is of the most dramatic confrontation in the comics that Wonder Woman ever had with Maxwell Lord, where she literally just breaks his neck, kills him.
Yeah, she snaps his neck. Right.
And I'm willing to bet that there's going to be either a tease of that, or they're going to actually do that in the film. Right. And I'm sure it's meant to be something that's going to have anti-Trump folks in the audience cheer or something. But it's like a cheap pop.
And I thought about that too. I said, are they going to kill him the same way they killed him in the comics? Yeah. That they snap his neck. They're going to snap the neck of this Donald Trump, look-alike or poser. And it's funny because when they looked at the person that does the clothes design for Maxwell Lord, what's that? Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
They said that the character of Maxwell Lord was based off of Donald Trump and this other gentleman. I forgot his name, And when you look at when they actually were doing like the behind the scenes, and they were showing what the lady that was actually doing the designs for the clothes of Pedro Pascal, all they had was a picture of Trump when he was younger, from right around the time when he was doing fucking like Home Alone and shit,
Yeah, 80s.
When he showed up, he did his, couple, seconds walking through and saying whatever, and then walked the fuck off. He was like the Trump from that time.
Yeah, and I never got the connection between Maxwell Lord and Trump. The Maxwell Lord that I read was actually not a villain. He was the guy who formed the Justice League International. When DC Comics revamped in 1986, they reset their continuity. And Maxwell Lord was the guy who literally behind the scenes was creating the Justice League International, and he was recruiting people, and he was a sort of a comedic character. He wasn't really a villain. He was just like Jarvis.
He was around for years.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So he wasn't like a chief villain that he came in, he put the team together, and all of a sudden 9 months later he's the fucking the mastermind villain of it all. And the team that he puts together has to put him down. Yeah. It was years. I mean, it ran for a while.
Yeah, that was like
running in the garage. I got the whole Justice League International in the garage. So I got the whole collection. So
what was really weird was that DC had come out with a thing called formerly known as the Justice League, where they got the original creative team that did that Justice League International comic from the 80s. They got them back to where Maxwell Lord was reassembling the team. He got Captain Atom, he got Booster Gold and Fire and all these characters, and Mary Marvel, Blue Beetle, and it was a great fun comic. And then like 6 months later, they came out with Identity Crisis, whatever it was, where Maxwell Lord all of a sudden is revealed to be this, Lex Luthor light sort of character, and Wonder Woman snaps his neck, and which I thought was uncharacteristic of her too, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, but yeah.
I mean, now see, and that's the thing. I wonder if when it came to Patty Jenkins making this Wonder Woman movie, was this something that in order for her to make the movie that she wanted to make, she had to, I don't know if you want to say bend the knee, or if you want to say that she had to, she had to play ball.
Mm-hmm.
And in order for her to do all the other shit that is probably going to make the movie fantastic as fuck,
yeah,
we have to have, this Trump Maxwell Lord villain come in and
well,
and then try to pose him in a way where he's actually cool because he's able to bring, make her into a cheetah and bring this motherfucker back to life. And
yeah. And I think that Maxwell Lord will be serving a darker master, though. I think that the way it'll work is that Cheetah is working for Lord, but Lord is working for the real bad villain. And I'm hoping that's what it is. I hope it's more contextual and more layered than that. But one of the things I don't like about some sequels is when they repeat the formula.
Right.
So, for example, in the first Wonder Woman movie, it was kind of fun because she was being introduced to the modern world by Steve Trevor. Well, now it's the opposite. Now he's, doesn't know anything. And I'm like, I was not pleased with the idea of bringing Steve Trevor back in any capacity. I think that if they needed him to be in the movie for contractual reasons, they should have been in the form of flashbacks. Because I wanted his death was very impactful. That was one of the best parts of that. The third act was his sacrifice and all that. But I mean, Patty Jenkins got into some trouble amongst the left-leaning circles in Hollywood for Wonder Woman. I remember feminists in particular being really upset when they first bring Diana to London and she sees a baby for the first time. Woman's carrying a baby, and she just fawns all over it and wants to be around that baby. And then, of course, Steve Trevor has to kind of drag her back because they're trying, they're late for a meeting or whatever. And they thought that was just the most anti-feminist thing, was for her to be, fascinated with seeing a little baby. Because
baby's bad, motherhood's bad now.
Motherhood's bad, exactly.
They went after aliens recently, Sigourney Weaver and aliens, because of her relationship with Newt. They went all over it that it's outdated, and they went at
And so I mean, Patty got into some. I mean, James Cameron came out. James Cameron, of all people, and said that Wonder Woman set back feminism in movies by 20 yeers or something.
Right.
I'm thinking to myself, they did a similar thing to what you did. I mean, in Terminator 2. I mean, that's, I mean, you created a one of the more, I'm trying, I lost words. Almost the pinnacle of the strong female character. I mean, we had them in the 80s, and everybody forgets that. Now they want to redefine them and say that the ones that we liked, that everybody liked back in the 80s, are outdated and outmoded, and because they got to hate everybody got to hate the previous generation, and it's just goofy.
Well, that's the beauty of hopefully if the Flashpoint gets their shit straight. Mm-hmm. And does what it's supposed to do. That means Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman counts. Mm-hmm. Linda Carter's Wonder Woman counts.
Yep.
And everybody else's favorite hero counts. And it doesn't mean that one hero replaced the other. They all exist. They all count. They all matter.
Mhm.
You know,
Yep.
shit. You know, there's just different. You know, different variations of them. You know.
Yeah, they could even with CGI have a similar sort of moment as they had in Endgame, where all the superheroes came to the final fight.
Right.
You could almost have like a CGI thing where you have all these, and in order to pull it off, it's got to be good, some the best CGI you've ever seen in your life too to do it. But you could have the Christopher Reeve Superman show up. You could have all these other things happen. And yeah, that'd be cool to see. I mean, really cool.
You know, matter of fact, I just dropped a video today. Talking about Ben Affleck coming back, as being Batman. I know, that shit happened before the weekend, but
yeah,
when I thought about it over the weekend, dropped it today, and my whole thing is it'd be cool that while Ezra Miller's going through the timeline, let's say he's starting off with Ben Affleck, his Batman, and then he's going through the timelines, is that even in passing, he gets to see the 66, Adam West Batman, as and pays due. Acknowledge his existence as he's going through the timelines, but he ends up with Michael Keaton's Batman.
Yeah, they could do a really great like super Forrest Gump kind of thing with him. Yeah.
And I heard they're supposed to be bringing in so many different classic heroes.
Yeah, I mean, I'll look for and I will admit I was not crazy about Ezra Miller when I first saw him in the Justice League, but I am interested in seeing the version that we never got to see in that Snyder cut. Because the trailer seems to show that him as being a little more confident, and there's even a love interest there. It looked like at one point, and actually, and they brought it back. Matter of fact, Josh Whedon cut it out of his movie, but it looks like Zack Snyder's bringing it back, where it's going to have his Iris West in there. So. Yeah, I think that and I like Joss Whedon, but he didn't have enough time to prepare. He didn't have enough time to do anything. He was under pressure, and he took a job that somebody offered him money. He took the job. So I don't think that it's his fault per se, but he definitely really limited. They limited Cyborg and they limited Flash in particular to just nothing but plucky comedy relief, and he only ended up becoming annoying to me. He was annoying. I mean, there was a couple of funny things he did with the putting marker on the guy's face and things like that. But
the one point that pissed me off was when Batman fell on his back and he was hurting and shit. And he was like, like, like looking like a turtle and shit. I jumped up. I was cursing at the screen like you wouldn't even believe. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because Batman, he don't act like that. He don't do, even if he's hurt, he's not gonna look like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Batman,
or because his back hurts and he's he's moaning and shit. It looks like, I said, man, he just make Batman look like a little bitch. I was so mad.
Night and day difference between that and what he was like in Batman v Superman.
Yeah,
I mean that's. That scene in the warehouse where he takes out all those goons, he's to rescue Martha Wayne. That was one of the best Batman sequences I've ever seen.
Oh man,
you know what? I was talking about this yesterday on Clobber's Times channel. Thanks.
Okay.
You gotta say it while you're holding. You gotta say it while you're holding your breath. Okay, everybody, we gotta say it while you're holding your breath. Hold your breath. Come on, 21 ring. Martha.
Yeah.
Okay, pretend you're smoking weed. Okay, everybody, pretend you're smoking weed, even though I'm sure none of you are. Go.
And one of the funny things about that scene was he just got done kicking Superman's ass. I mean, and then he goes and you're like, oh, these guys are toast. It's like this. I almost feel bad.
He got him with his secret superpower mommy word.
Yeah. I didn't have a problem with that, to be honest.
I did not have a problem with it at all, because let me tell you why. Yeah. For fucking decades, I'm reading these comic books, and I'm like, when is someone gonna point out that these motherfucking mamas are both named Martha?
Yeah.
And so out of nowhere, Zach does it. I'm like, oh, thanks, Zach. I've been waiting for that. Like, I didn't know I'd been waiting for it, but I'd been waiting for it for like 40 years. Literally. Literally.
Actually, I think
thought it was cute.
Yeah,
He's
I
like
think
Batman. You know who has a good take on it? The dude who wrote the dude did a rant video called "Why I Hate BVS," and then he wrote another one called "Why I Now Love BVS." And in there he's just like, imagine like, wait, who's Martha? Which Martha? What are you talking about? Wait, your mom. Wait, because you know how guys are, right? We'll be in the middle of a fucking bar fight, or we'll be drunk, or we'll be at a bar, we'll be at a card game. We'll be like have hands drawn at the arena at a hockey match. Wait a minute, bro. Your mama's name Martha too? Yeah, bro. My name's Martha. Bro, your name's Martha. Bro, my mama's name Martha. My mama's name. Ah! We're brothers.
Yeah.
Right?
I didn't have a problem with that at all.
Next thing you know, you're both at the fucking nacho bar.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. The thing you have to remember about that fight, though, of course, was that Superman wasn't trying to kill Batman, but Batman was trying to kill Superman.
Right.
It was, because if Superman was serious about killing Batman, he wouldn't have had a chance. But he was counting on that.
The reality of it is they've always been the best of friends.
Mm-hmm.
Only until the Dark Knight Returns, is where they have it to where they're pit against each other as enemies. And it makes people seem like from that point on, it's always been like a rift between Batman and Superman. If you really look at it, they've always been the best of friends, and they always had the utmost respect for each other. So all that shit about them never not liking each other, that's a bunch of bullshit. They've always had respect for each other, always liked each other. But it was until these new iterations of them where like they got a chip on the Batman's like, oh, Superman's the Boy Scout. And Superman's looking at Batman like, oh, he's any second now he might snap and actually kill somebody. So we got to look out for his ass. All that's bullshit because they both were friends to where they were, hey, what's up, Clark? Hey, what's up, Bruce? They were friends like that. So all that is. That's bullshit,
here's my take on it. I mean, Frank Miller said that when he did that for Dark Knight Returns, that there was no way in his mind that Batman and Superman would get along with each other at all. They were two diametrically opposed ideas. Yeah. But it's the most macho thing in the world when you get two guys who fight each other, and after a long, grueling fight, they're like best friends afterward. It's almost like a male bonding experience. So I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with Batman v Superman and Justice League where. Here they had that pretty grimy fight in that warehouse and stuff.
I like it when they did the thing like, hey, who brought the stripper? You bring Wonder Woman? I thought she was with you. I thought she was with you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that line
I was talking about the new trailer with Pattinson. There is that moment where he goes like just crazy and he's beating that guy. And there's been arguments about whether he's in control, whether he says, he's in control because he says, I am vengeance. When you're fighting a group of people, you expend the least amount of energy as possible to take down each opponent. Ben Affleck showed that in that warehouse fight.
Yep.
Anything you can, least amount of energy possible because you are surrounded by people and you need all the energy your body has. Pattinson goes off and just wails on that guy.
Yeah, it seemed a little out of character for me for Batman to hit somebody after he was already down. So I'm not totally sold on that. I mean, the vibe of that trailer was that this is basically like Seven, except it's got Batman in it, which I'm down with that if you want to do that. But yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll speak after you.
It's just that when Batman shows up and he does that, the first few seconds of that fight where he takes the guy down, where you can't really see what's going on, that I liked. But then it was only after the guy went down and he gave him two more punches that I thought that was a little gratuitous. Personally, I like it when Batman in the comics or in an animated series or even in a movie where he fights at almost a supernatural level where you don't really see what happened. You're not even sure how he did whatever he did, but the guy's down and the actor sells it. And, because I've seen footage of like martial arts instructors. There's one of you can find it on YouTube of a pimp who was beating up on one of his gals, and a police martial arts instructor went over to the street and talked to him, and he rendered him unconscious, but you can't even really tell how he did it. It happened so fast.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's not like what's his name, Chuck Norris, and these great big dramatic roundhouse kicks or something. You know, my brother was a Marine, and he's like, you know, a lot of these martial arts movies are like dance flicks. I mean, the real stuff is short, quick, you know, to the point, and and
brutal,
brutal, and you never knew what hit you, that kind of thing. And that's what I thought was going on in the first few seconds of that when Batman's beating on that, I guess, a Joker disciple or something. But and then he appears to be out of control. But then he's got a super calm voice when he says the word vengeance to the Jokers or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of reminded me of Rorschach.
Yeah, and Rorschach should be his own character. Nobody should try to be like Rorschach, because Rorschach was a specific statement on superheroes that Alan Moore was making, and yeah.
Right, but like the way he'll whoop your ass and just punch you, like it just kind of remind me of how Rorschach would try to whoop somebody's ass. That's kind of the first thing.
Rorschach was his specialty was weapons of opportunity. It's how his brain worked. The best scene in Watchmen is when he's cornered in that apartment and he grabs things that he can use to, like a flamethrower. He makes a flamethrower with the matches and the aerosol can, and in order to get a momentary advantage. He also fights dirty. He likes to break fingers. He likes to hit you in the shins and things like that.
He's got collarbones and shins,
and he's more like he's a scrapper. He's not like a poetic, graceful fighter at all. He's there's no method to his madness. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I wonder, because there's been some speculation that this new Batman film, the Batman is takes place in the same world as the Joker film from last year, and then I heard something about it being set in the 90s. Yeah. So I mean,
they have a smartphone. There's a guy with a smartphone, a big iPhone, recording what Batman does to that one kid when he's beating the crap out of him. So if it's in the 90s and they have smartphones like big iPhones,
But it depends on how shit works in Gotham.
Yeah, they could be,
it might be a little advanced. It's Gotham is not New York, or it's not it's if it's comic books and they just trying to base it on that, and it's the 90s and they cell phones in there, then.
Yeah, it's like Wakanda. In the comics, Wakanda was always portrayed as having the technology level was about 40 years ahead of the United States. Right. Even though they had grass huts and dirt roofs and stuff, like they go into the grass hut and there'd be a computer in there that's better than any you get in the United States, and stuff. So I mean, granted, it's a fantasy country, but then again, Gotham's a fantasy city. What if they have some kind of flat camcorder, Maybe Wayne Tech is that much more advanced. I don't know. It'd be a hard sell, but if they do it right, they can pull it off in the movie. But yeah, it would not surprise me if that Joker gang was basically led by an elderly Joker that may or may not be played by Joaquin Phoenix, or they'll have references to it or something of that nature. You got to remember also that there was an interesting subplot in the Joker film that suggested that maybe, just maybe, the Joker was also the son of Thomas Wayne.
Thomas Wayne, right.
And so maybe some insanity runs in the family here, and then little brother Batman is struggling with because when he takes off his mask and you see the eye makeup on, he doesn't look too dissimilar from the Joker people that he just beat up. You know what I mean? It's almost like there's a am I any different kind of a question going on there with that face.
There was a theory that went around that all of that happened like 5 years before you see him in the insane asylum, because all the clocks are stopped. Every clock in that movie is stopped at the exact same time. Those clocks are not running. They're all set at the clock in the hospital, the clock in his home, the clock on the in the talk show and the clock behind him when he talks to the living assistant or whatever she was at the beginning of the movie, and when he talks to the doctor at the end. The clocks, I think they're on 12:17 or something like that. Something around that. But the clocks never move in that movie. So it was one of the theories that got kicked around when I saw it was that it's not actually happening then. This has all happened years ago, and he's just reliving it all in his head.
Well, that could work. I mean,
hey guys, I apologize. I got to do dinner. I got a hard stop here on the West Coast. So see you guys later.
Alrighty.
I gotta run.
Take it easy, man. Think without.
But you know, the with the way they kind of left some characters off in Avengers Endgame, I'm actually starting to look more towards DC now. You know, you know, I mean, I wasn't a big fan of bringing the Carol Danvers character into the MCU, particularly the way they did.
Right.
And you know, I mean, every other character in that you know, in that franchise up until that point was a legacy character that it was, you know, created in the 60s or later or earlier. And then you got Carol Danvers, who became Captain Marvel in the comics within the last, I think, 6 or 7 years, and she's never sold a book. I mean, they keep having to, I think she's had 12 different series launched and then canceled and then relaunched again because she's too important to the feminists to fail.
Right.
So yeah.
And welcome, brother. Welcome, Nick. How you doing, man?
Good. I was actually waiting to hear back from Coach because we were supposed to do some stuff. I was going to try to stream. You know, I talked to you earlier today after your stream, and I was going to try to stream today, but I was tied up on the phone left and right. Me and Coach were supposed to do some stuff, and I keep getting caught up with work crap and other crap. So yeah, I just saw this message. So I was like, hell, I'll jump in there real quick. But I was waiting for Mexican Ironman to leave because I don't like him. No, I actually saw him in here, and I jumped in here. But I'm on a work call at the same time, and then actually when I joined, I just now saw that he was gone. I didn't even know he left.
Mexican Ironman reminds me of a Mexican knockoff Superman action figure I saw years ago called El Super Hombre, and it was Superman, but they had painted a mustache onto him and given him a sombrero too to wear. You can find it on, like, you can do a Google search on it and find it. I think they made his suit green instead of blue, so it's green and red. And
oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's classic right there. My man, Slick Nick, man, how you doing, man?
Good. I'm gonna be bouncing in and out of this conversation because I'm on a work meeting.
No, you good, man. Hey, man, we missed you, man.
Yeah. I'll be here. I gotta hop on here real quick, but I'm just gonna mute my mic.
No, you good, man.
So you were talking about Carol Danvers, and the Captain Marvel. I know that at the end of Age of Ultron, they were supposed to have her in the end of the movie, and they cut it. They cut it out.
Yeah, that was they I heard about that. I heard they lessened her involvement in the movie.
Yeah, in Endgame, she was supposed to do a little bit more too. And I mean, I can remember when I went to see Endgame, there's a moment where at the end of the film, obviously, she's sort of grappling with Thanos for the gauntlet, the Stark gauntlet. And Thanos, in sort of desperation, headbutts her, and it has zero effect. And a guy 3 rows behind me went, "Oh, come on." It's like, because, you know, it's like, this is the guy who is throwing Thor around, and, you know, the combined, Thor, Iron Man, and Cap couldn't, you know, really phase him all that much. And yet here's this gal who just with this one move demonstrates that she's so much more superior to them. And people were just like literally throwing stuff at the screen. And I mean, I liked it when Scarlet Witch made him panic with her telekinetic powers. I was fine with that. But to have this person come out of nowhere, and it didn't even make sense. Why didn't Fury call Captain Marvel when New York was being invaded to help the Avengers? I mean, at that point, as far as he knew, they could have used the help, But
yeah, they, not alone, I agree with you on that. I hated how they gender swapped Captain Marvel.
Yeah. Well, yeah. See, in the comics, it's weird. You had Captain Marvel, and then you had his son Genis Marvel, but you also had in the 70s Ms. Marvel, who was Carol Danvers, and back then she was drawn attractively. She had a nice slinky outfit, and showing off a lot of leg, and all that kind of stuff. And then within the last 6-7 years, they said, well, let's bring Carol Danvers back and let's give her a costume that's head to toe and just make her like the Superman of this universe, and it hasn't worked. But yet they continue to try to make it work and force it down our throats, and we keep saying no, we keep barfing it back up,
Right.
And then of course they also took a Marvel editor, I can't remember her name right now, and they made her a teenage version of her called Kamala Khan and made her the new Ms. Marvel.
Yeah, Kamala Khan, yeah, Miss Marvel. Oh shit.
And that's not cool either, because it's a very unrealistic interpretation of what a Muslim American is, first of all, and all she does is just react to things. It's like she's got no real agenda, no real heroic aspirations.
She didn't have no substance to her.
No, she wanted to be a superhero because she was bored and wanted an exciting life, and that's how you start. There's some superheroes that actually started that way, but then as their origin goes, they eventually become hero. Spider-Man wanted money and fame when he first became Spider-Man, and then he later he learned the hard way. He had to be a decent, hardworking superhero like that, in order to live with himself. So, and Kamala Khan never had that kind of a story. She stayed in that first phase, and that's why she's not interesting to read.
Man, did you see how they fucking threw her into this Avengers game? Actually, they didn't throw. They already had her in mind to begin with, and then they just padded the Avengers around her.
Yeah,
and she's the person that brings them all together after they disband. Her out of everybody, she's the driving force that brings the Avengers together in this new Avengers game.
It's trying to make it about her. It's just dumb.
They're like, man, people be like, hey, the game looks good, support the gameplay. Hey, they're gonna have Spider-Man, they're gonna have all these DLCs, all this shit. Fuck, I don't care about none of that shit, man.
Well, eventually the comic book companies are going to, because right now you've got basically DC Comics is basically an R&D division of Warner Brothers / AT&T, and Marvel Comics is basically an R&D division of Disney at this point, or Marvel Studios, if you want to call it that. So eventually, though, they're going to need money, and that's when you're going to start seeing, like, DC has already had some major cuts to their staff. Now that they're owned by AT&T, they're trimming the fat. They're getting rid of people who are legacy employees from back in the day and that haven't done much. And
actually, it's funny that you say that. I was just talking to Loki and Mexican Ironman the other day, and I was telling him, we were just saying that when they did let a lot of those people go, they did let go of a lot of people that actually all they wanted to do was fucking make comic books. They wasn't with the political identity politics. And the thing is, when you're working somewhere where that shit is actually what's being the priority of what is put into these projects, it's hard for you to blossom and be that guy, that just wants to make comic books and do the shit that it's wholesome comic book shit without any of the interference of a person trying to see themselves in the character or trying to put some shit in there that's political or gender swapping or all that bullshit that we don't need. It's hard to do that when your company is surrounded by that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with like Patty Jenkins. She has to make a Wonder Woman movie, and to get what she wants, she has to play ball.
Yeah.
So she has to get a Trump-like entity figure or something. What's that? Making the enemy capitalism.
Yeah.
In order to send a message, but in order in all of this, she has to fit that in, or her movie doesn't get made.
Mm-hmm.
So either you play ball and have some of this identity, whatever the fuck's going on in your shit. You play ball, you get this stuff in your movie, but guess what? You get to put out a movie.
Yeah, yeah. She basically
it's fucked up that it has to be that way.
She's paying her dues now with this new thing. She's trying to get her comeuppance and stuff, or
right.
And that's what it is. And yeah, it's not. I mean, I'll wait for video on this if the theaters are open eventually. We don't know yet, but I'll probably wait. Another story that came out of comics about a year ago was Christopher Priest. I don't know if you know who he is. A comic book writer, happens to be black.
Oh yeah. For Dynamite, yeah. And does what? Vampirella.
Yeah, he does Vampirella. Now, the reason why he's doing Vampirella was Marvel called him in and gave him offers, and all they wanted to give him was black superhero characters. He's like, you realize that I've written Fantastic Four, I've written Green Lantern when it was Hal Jordan, and he's done, he's not about that kind of stuff. He's done Spider-Man. Right. I mean, and you can just go to his Wikipedia page and see all the titles he's done. And all they wanted to give him was like Luke Cage and some other street level, and he walked out, in righteous indignation, because he knew what was going on, and just to spite them, he took a huge pay cut when he went over to do Vampirella, but at least he was doing something that he could do.
Yeah, and I remember when the SJWs tried to come after him.
Oh yeah.
When that shit happened, oh man, that was so foul, man. And it's crazy because that happened, and he's all he said was, "Yo, I just want to do a good comic book." I didn't know that.
Yeah.
My race and gender had to play a part. Right. It's like stating that a white person can't write a black person in a good way. Look, every black person that writes a comic book is not the best.
No. And I mean, Black Panther was created by two Jewish guys from New York. I mean, Jack Kirby and Stan Lee, and and granted, other writers who happened to come along later were black and help flesh out the character even more and add some great details. But the character wasn't created by and if I was hired and I could only write I could only create white super people or whatever, villains or whatever, and it would just not be a job I'd want, But
I mean, because the thing is, you limiting yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all that's it's. Yeah,
I mean, Dwayne McDuffie. I mean, he was an outstanding writer, and he passed away several years ago. I never got to meet the guy, and it's one of my disappointments in life. But he at one point got to write the Justice League, and he was also a writer on the Paul Dini, Bruce Timm Justice League animated series too. And he got to do Justice League, and he did all kinds of crazy great stuff. He recreated the Hall of Justice from Super Friends, and that's where he put him. But what was interesting was about a third of the superheroes in his version of Justice League were black, but they were all really great characters. And it's like nobody complained, because they were great characters. You had Superman and Flash sitting there next to Vixen and John Stewart Green Lantern and I think he had Black Lightning in there too. And I mean, yeah.
He had Apache Chief.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was he didn't do it. He didn't do it because those characters happened to be black. It just he just did it because they're good characters. you know. But I mean, you know, some people were saying that, you know, he was going to replace the entire Justice League with all black characters. And I'm like, first of all, I don't know that there's enough of them in the DC universe to make a team, you know, but you probably could pull it off. But
Right.
you know, he did so many good things in that comic, and then DC got rid of him because of they trumped up allegation online that he had leaked something that he wasn't supposed to and whatever. And then they took him off the title, and he died like a year later. It was so sad, but yeah, I mean, I'm you know, one character, one show that it's almost like the SJWs find out what we like and they try to shut it down. I mean, there was a Swamp Thing TV show that they had done, and
You know,
I was really looking forward to that.
I have season 1 on Blu-ray upstairs.
Yeah.
And I heard towards the end they sunk their teeth into that motherfucker. And Swamp Thing, he wasn't the same, man.
Oh,
By the time this
wasn't.
season ended,
yeah,
he was. You could tell they were starting to pick it apart, man. And
oh man,
and they never went to a season 2.
You know, see, I like monster heroes like the Hulk
Right.
and Thing and Swamp Thing over in DC and stuff, and so I was really looking forward to that, and hoping it would be good, you know, and not that the Wes Craven movies weren't. I mean, they were movies, you know. That's the best I can say. You know, they were almost comedies, but and then they had another TV show for the longest time where Dick Durock was playing Swamp Thing, and they put way too much crap on him. I mean, he's literally a walking garden salad, you know. But I like that whole idea of having a heroic monster wandering the swamplands, you know, which is huge, by the way. A lot of people don't know how big the Okefenokee actually is. It encompasses like several states. It's a very big piece of wetlands,
Right.
and that's a unique character that I wish they'd bring into the cinematic universe in some way. You know, even if it's just a cameo or something, just do it. You know,
Right.
I mean, the thing is that DC seems to be DC Marvel, DC Warner Brothers. They keep wanting to give us new interpretations of Batman, but I mean, the last three really interesting movies they came out with were Aquaman, Shazam, and Wonder Woman. I was totally surprised that I enjoyed Shazam as much as I did. You know, the Seven Deadly Sins were actually kind of intense for a PG movie, you know, and then I found out later that the director was a horror film director. So yeah, no wonder when the Sins come out, all of a sudden the whole tone of the movie changed. You know, it wasn't very lighthearted, you know. You know, the thing with giving all the kids in that foster home a Shazam persona was taken from the recent comics, but you know, and we don't know if it's temporary or if it's just, you know, if it's something that is permanent. But I thought I had a good time with it. You know, I thought I had a really good time with that, and I mean, I couldn't believe. I mean, they pushed what you could do with a PG-13 movie. I mean, having those kids end up in a strip club, you know, even though they didn't show them in the strip club, they showed them walking out. Just the subject matter, I thought that was pretty daring.
Yeah, well, you know, that's the thing that kind of made me not like the movie, because if you know the character, of Billy Batson, he doesn't operate like that.
Yeah, Billy Batson is a little bit too pure, and then in this movie they kind of made him a cynical,
and that's the thing when you breaking, you know, the characters down the way they've been doing. Now you have a dark version of Billy Batson, and the thing is, his name Shazam. The acronyms don't even mean shit.
No, it's
just a name at this point.
Yeah, there is a problem now with the Marvel family and the Captain Marvel characters, because ever since Marvel was bought by Disney, you know, there was always a gentleman's agreement between DC Comics and Marvel. Okay, you can, we love Captain Marvel too. The guys over at Marvel Comics love Shazam, the Shazam Captain Marvel, and they said, look, he keeps the name, but you keep the name off the cover. You call it the comics Shazam, but the character can still be Captain Marvel, and that's fine until Disney became the owner of Marvel Comics, and they said their legal team was like, that ends now. You figure out some other name for that character, and it's hard because, if his name is Shazam, that makes him one of the only superheroes who can't really say his own name. I mean, Captain Marvel Jr. had that problem too, but that was kind of a joke. He was, he wasn't the main character in the Marvel family. Captain Marvel was, and there's no other name you could come up with him. You can't just start calling him, Captain Thunder or something. No one's going to buy it, So they have a real problem with that. Until they can get permission from Marvel to call him Captain Marvel again, they're going to, that character is always going to have that problem now. But Aquaman, I loved Aquaman.
Oh
I
yeah,
thought Aquaman was great.
Fuck,
yeah. I even liked Amber Heard in that movie.
Yeah, actually, I liked her little part in the fucking Justice League movie.
Yeah. Too bad she likes to shit in. Too bad she likes to shit in beds. If you've been keeping up on that,
There you go.
She's box office poison now. It wouldn't surprise me if she was replaced with some other redhead for any further Mira appearances.
No, actually, I think they're going to keep her. They're going to keep her. They're going to keep Ezra Miller. And that's just basically,
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll keep them.
I keep hearing how they're protected.
Yeah, that's probably right. I mean, if Ezra gets fired, they're gonna probably go after his non-binary status or something. He'll play that up or something. I don't know, but I'd rather have the TV version of the Flash show up in the movies. To be honest.
For real.
Just the actor.
Grant Gustin. Yeah, I absolutely loved him.
Yeah.
First 2 seasons of The Flash, I was sold. Then we got to season 3, and I made it all the way. I made it to the last season, but I haven't been able to watch the last season. I don't want to watch the last season. I'm just done.
Yeah. And Supergirl is a sociopath in that show. I mean, what a mess! What a hot mess that is. I mean, they started out. I mean, I thought the pilot was interesting. I liked it. And then I'm like, each episode, it's like, this is not a hero. It's just,
I did like the first crossover they did.
Yeah,
between Superwoman or Supergirl and the Flash.
Yeah,
that was cool. But you don't know what happens on the Flash. He's doing a speed test. He opens a time tunnel, and then boom, he's back at Star Labs, and they're like, "What happened?" He's like, "I'm back, and they're like, "Back from where?" He's like, "Oh, my run, yeah," and he never tells them, so you have no idea what the hell happens on the Flash. But when you see Supergirl, you realize that he ran to her dimension.
Yeah,
he ran to her world and had an adventure on her world, and then ran back and had to have her help to get him back.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, I like that. And that was my introduction to Supergirl. But then after that,
when it comes to like if they ever do a Justice League sequel again, the one thing that they can do that isn't anything like what Marvel has done so far is they could have some sort of encounter between the Justice League and either the crime syndicate.
From Earth 3,
or something like the Justice Lords, which weren't exactly the same as the crime syndicate, but they were similar in concept.
What about the Legion of Doom?
Well, Legion of Doom they could do, but they they did sort of alert to that in the end of Justice League, and that would work too. They would have to beat Marvel to the punch to that because Marvel so far hasn't. I mean, they've kind of killed the Avengers already. I don't think they're going to do any much formal Avengers stuff anymore. But the Avengers had a team like that too. That was called the Masters of Evil. Now I don't think they'd keep that name in the movie, but even in the Ultimates version of Avengers, the Ultimates version, they had a Masters of Evil. They're just called the Masters, and they were. They had an answer for every character. You had Loki, you had the Hulk, had a Chinese version of the Abomination, and there was even a Middle Eastern version of Captain America, I think, in that movie or that comic. That was something we hadn't seen before. It was another super soldier that happened to be like from Iraq or something. So. And that was an interesting, controversial little thing that they did, and they could do something like that too. But evil twins are just one of those great little concepts that thrive most, I think, in the comic book medium.
Right.
Yeah. But I've been talking a lot tonight, so go ahead.
So did you guys see me?
What's up, Nick?
You guys see my mouth moving with nothing?
We did see that. I
Nothing
thought
coming
we thought you were on that meeting.
Yeah, I was. We're doing some server upgrades tonight, so but we're
Hey,
kind
can
of
you
a
guys share my
standstill.
screen?
So I was like,
Here, let me-
sweet.
Hold on. I wanted to show you. That's that.
Holy shit!
That Mexican El Supermano. Yeah. Isn't that hilarious? All right, you can unshare me now.
Wow.
All right.
Loki was like, "Holy shit!" And that was his own shit. Oh, that was good.
24/7. It looks like you got a little bit of an upgrade going over there.
I appreciate it,
Your
man.
setup,
Yeah, man.
Looks good.
Been blessed, man. So just trying to put out more shit, better shit, man, and try to, be here for our people, man.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, as you guys can tell, my background's different because I got a new desk set up. So behind me, it's gonna go a green screen, and we'll put some different cool shit in there, like the Emperor's Throne Room, Echo Base, whatever,
You got to bring back the Metal Gear alert sound when you do that. The ring that you used to have on the old one.
Yeah, from the old intro.
Yep.
Yeah.
Guys, I want to say thank you for having me. I do have to go now, but it was a pleasure. And
Darren, thank you very much.
Let me ask you this before you go. How can me or anybody here, get a hold of you, because we definitely would like to see you again, man.
Well, let's see.
We have Discord. I'll throw you a
okay.
I will throw. Give me just a second. I'll throw it in private chat. Because I know 24/7 it doesn't have. Give me just a second. I want to invite somebody. Damn it.
Yeah, my name and so I guess you're probably going through Annie Trekker's membership, but my screen name in Discord is Darren, and then in parentheses Trepang. That was the submarine that I served on. So.
Well, there is the Discord link in our private chat here on StreamYards.
Better yet. Okay.
And if you ever, dude, we do this every Tuesday night. We talk about comics. We've been talking about comics a little bit more than that lately because of the DC fandom event. But usually we get together on Tuesdays, talk about comics, talk about DC comics. We haven't really hit too much into Marvel yet, but we will be rolling that way eventually.
Okay. Alrighty, I am added.
Hey, well, you take it easy, man. It was a pleasure meeting you. You take care of yourself.
Do you have a YouTube link? Do you have a YouTube link?
Yeah, it's my name.
Okay.
Darren
Wagner's
channel. Yep.
If you want to see more of what Darren Wagner has been putting out content-wise on comics, just type that name into YouTube, check him out, and if you like him, hit that subscribe button and bang that bell.
There you go. Yeah, I definitely will be subscribing. So that's
I'm looking you up right now, Darren.
Thank you very much. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.
Thank you, Darren.
Take care.
Safe.
And then there were 3.
Yep.
Yeah. So Coach is putting a video together. And if you're still going by the time he gets finished, he said he was going to jump on here too.
My motherfucking coach.
Yeah, he can't. So, yeah.
Man, well, it's like I say, man, I miss y'all, man. It's good to see you back, man.
Yeah, we so I was on 2-week vacation. Coach had disc golf tournaments going on. So the last month really has been really insane for us.
Right.
But
Anna Trekker, I sent you a message on Twitter when Darren came on, And I said, thank you, brother. So thank you.
Hell, anti-tracker. Yeah, me and Coach had a Star Wars, Star Trek or recording that we did with Doomcock it was last year sometime. It's fun live stream. But yeah, now that Coach is back on a routine, I'm back from running all over the country. I was up in Rapid City. Well, I didn't make it to Alaska because Canada's not allowing U.S. citizens to cross the border because of the whole COVID virus. And so since my brother's got NATO orders, since he's military, of course, him and his wife and all them, they got to go through. So I went to Yellowstone up in Wyoming, went down over into Idaho, down through Salt Lake City, went over through to Breckenridge, Colorado, and spent a couple days there. Saw a big, huge brown bear out in the wild, out on some four-wheelers, staring me right in the eye on this trail I was on, which was pretty cool. Then we went down into Albuquerque, New Mexico, took a bunch of pictures from the Breaking Bad. Went to Walt's house, which they got cameras and a gate around it.
Did you chuck a pizza on the roof?
Well, that's why they put cameras and put the gate up, because so many people were doing that. Went to the car wash, but it was at nighttime. If it would have been during the day when I went there, I totally would have taken the car through the car wash and recorded it. And then drove back across Texas, Oklahoma, right back to Birmingham. So yeah, it was a freaking long trip. Sturgis was going on up in Rapid City, South Dakota, the big bike rally. And so it was nuts up there. I mean, there are bikes everywhere. So that was pretty cool. Saw a lot of cool stuff. It was a fun trip. It was nice to freaking just get out. I love road trips, and it was nice just to get out and
shit, man.
Go.
It's good to have you back, man.
Yeah. After talking to Loki today and then talking to Coach, Coach is, I mean, he was like me. He was like, man, I'm ready to get the ball back rolling, you know. And I was like, man, let's do it. So
that's good, man. I'm glad to hear that, man. We missed y'all, man. Everybody missed y'all, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, we're gonna get back to we got a couple things in the works, a couple strategy changes, that sort of thing. Change some things up and get back on top of it. So yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, well, we gotta get. I don't know if you saw my Twitter DM today, 24/7. I was actually
I caught it when Loki sent me his to get on the show. You know, I've been ripping and running. You know, I'm not sure if anybody knows, man, but Texas is about to get hit with some shit. Yeah, man. It's like they talking some bullshit about 4 to 6 feet of water. I'm like,
yeah. My sister and her husband and her 3 kids, they're in Houston in the Woodlands area.
Yeah, and actually that's right. Loki, look.
Yeah, I know. I was just there. I was just there this weekend.
Yeah, he was just there about 2 days ago, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's right up the way from me. So this shit's about to hit, man. The eye is going to be right next to Houston, man. When this thing hits, and you know, we've been trying to get ready all day, buying extra water, getting fucking cement blocks to fucking put up furniture, just all kind of wild shit, man. Make sure we got fucking candles, batteries, make sure that, you know, we got a lot of canned goods and shit that, you know, that's you know, that won't go, you know, food that, you know, that won't go bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, we fucking.
And we've got a $9.99 super chat from RR. Thank you so very much, RR, and score!
Go!
There it is! Take your hat off.
That's so funny. Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
Yeah.
RR says best discussion on the state of comic books and the films I've heard in a long time. Thank you,
Yeah,
gentlemen.
RR.
Very much appreciated. Thank you, RR. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You guys keep the lights burning bright in Valhalla. Thank you.
Yeah, speaking of, that's why I hit 24/7 up today and spoke to you earlier, Loki, because I was actually going to hit on the Zack Snyder being tied to a Justice League and Man of Steel sequel. And that's what I was going to talk about on live stream today. But I just, and it's funny because Robert Pearson was hitting me up too. He was like, "You still going to do a live stream?" And I was like, "Yeah." I'm waiting on Coach to reply back to me, and then I'd get caught up with work crap. I swear, man, our freaking sketch that's the biggest thing that hurts us in our channel is our freaking lives, you know, with work and family life and stuff. It's like, good God, every time we try doing something, it always seems like we're getting pulled in like 3 or 4 different directions when we're trying to do it.
Man, you know, that's you know, even with me being the new guy and, you know, shit, man, it's all about the balance, man. It's all about the balance.
Speaking of, you're live on Loki's channel, Coach.
Hello, Loki's mornings of What's going on, brother? How you doing, brother? Good to see
Good, man. We missed you, man.
you, brother.
Yeah, man, we missed you, Coach.
I can't hear you, but I love you, man.
Yeah, man. We miss you, man.
Yeah, they're just saying that I miss you.
Oh, I appreciate that. You're working on a video.
All right, I didn't know if you were calling because you were hopping on or not.
Yeah, if he's hopping on, man, tell him to come on.
All right, yeah, jump on while you're working on it.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Okay.
I've got
Oh,
the
shit.
intro, the thumbnail, and the video of the article.
EBN in effect.
Your input.
All right, sweet. All right, yeah. Go ahead and jump on, and then once we get finished up here, we'll take a look at it.
Okay. All right. Bye.
All right. All right, sweet. Coach is gonna jump in.
Yes.
What's up, man?
EBN crew in the house.
Hey,
Yeah.
oh, shit. Hey,
But
man, I didn't think when I woke up this morning that I'd be seeing this shit happen, man. But it's awesome. Hey, man, we miss y'all, man. It's good to see you, man.
yeah.
Man, fuck, man. It's funny because even like, you know, away from all this shit, man, when I talk to Loki, I'd be like, man, what's going on with Echo Base Network, man? We miss them, man. What's up? And he'd be like, man, hey, they coming back, man. They just, you know, taking some time to do some stuff. But man, hey, you guys been in our thoughts and in our prayers, man. So shit,
I
man.
appreciate it.
Yeah, man, we love the fuck out of y'all, man. So
yeah, we're gonna get the ball back rolling here. It's gonna be fun and exciting. I can't wait to start dropping some stuff and let you guys see what we're gonna be doing. Yeah, but yeah, did you guys talk about that Zack Snyder rumor?
yeah, man, we've been
Okay.
Yeah, we've been covering it. We've been covering it. Everything we've been getting, we've been hitting them with. So
Yeah.
oh, and Brown Lantern gives a big hola to Coach and Nick, I assume.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
No one knows the identity of the Brown Lantern.
Hail, Brown Lantern.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah, Brown Lantern. Holy shit.
I can tell y'all who that is. Here,
Nah, let's keep this motherfucker, you know.
Oh no, I wasn't talking about the chat. I was talking about throwing it out
Private
in
chat. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want to know. who Brown Lantern is.
Yeah.
I like being in the know. Oh, okay. Hell, brother.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, I know Brown Lantern.
And RR Echo Base Network returning.
Yes. So I will tell you. I will tell you this, and I want to give a shout out to Loki because he actually made the suggestion to me when we spoke earlier today, and I talked to Coach, and we both think it's a great idea. So our main channel, when we would do our live streams, would not show up under our subscription feed, and no notifications were going out. So literally, like the last stream that we did on that main channel, we had 4 people in there. And we were normally averaging like anywhere from 30 to 50, you know? So we were like, man, is YouTube killing us? So that's why we started the live channel and did the live streams over there. But apparently, after talking to Loki, I guess that was something on YouTube's end, not really anything to do with what we were doing with our channel. So our live channel, we're going to keep, and that's going to be our live gaming channel, to where we're going to be doing our gaming stuff over there. And then we're going to go back to streaming on our main channel. So, and we're going to try to, we haven't worked out if we're going to try to stick to the Saturday night thing or what yet. We haven't hashed that out, but we are going to be streaming back on the main channel and keeping the Echo Base Network live for all our gameplay stuff.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you this, man. What's the next thing you plan to stream live from Echo Base Network as far as the games go?
Probably Squadrons.
Oh shit! When is that releasing?
October 2nd.
Oh no shit! Okay.
Yeah,
a month away.
Yeah,
about a month away.
Yeah. So Coach is going to be playing it on PC. It's going to be cross-platform. I'm going to have it on PS4 because I got a VR headset on PS4, and that's what I want to play it on. So Coach will stream it, and then if you guys have an Xbox PC, I know Loki's got a PS4. If you guys I got
Xbox One.
Yeah, you guys will be able to squad up with us, and we'll stream it. Loki can stream it on his channel, and
let's fucking do it, man.
Yeah,
that'd be
yeah. I mean, we want to have a bunch of, as many people as we can get in there, all in Squadron. We'll have like
people you can have on there.
4 people per side, so 4 Rebels, 4 Imperials.
Right.
So we could do 8 to where we're all fighting each other, and we switch up who's Empire, who's Rebels. Or if we only got 4, we can just go online, play against other random people. But if a lot of people are interested in playing, and we get 8 people, and we can always rotate people in and out.
I don't play as rebel scum.
But yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of possibilities. We want to do a lot of content on that game because me and Coach are excited for it, and I hope it's good. Because if it sucks, I'm really going to be disappointed. And if it sucks, we're definitely not going to do content on it. We'll definitely review it and stuff. But I mean, we wanted to do some extended content on it. Tactics, upgrades, strategies, which all that stuff will be on the Echo Base Network live, except for prior review.
All right. Yeah. I am putting a link in the Echo Base Network Twitter for Coach.
Oh, he's already in there. He's back. He said he's backstage.
He's not not this backstage.
He's like, he ain't in my yeah, there you go.
He said, "Let me in." Preacher voice from Poltergeist 2.
I'm popped up in the backstage area yet. Yeah, Coach, what stream are you on? Because it's not mine. I'll throw you another invite. It's kind of weird. Oh, there. Oh, there he is. There he is.
Oh,
Coach.
24/7 with
Man.
24/7 Fusion Media. I'm a night elf mohawk.
Hey, that's how we do
Hey,
it.
Bob in here too.
Let's
Oh,
go,
hell, Dave Bob. How's it going,
Hey,
brother?
Bob.
Dave Bob.
Dave Bob, you might want to check your settings. We can't hear you.
Yeah, if he's talking, we can't hear anything.
Oh, Coach, I wanted to tell you, I got this NBK Devastator.
You sent
Right?
me pictures. You sent me pictures.
Yes.
Yeah.
That thing is twice the size of an 81 Voltron.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it is twice the size. The individual transformers are the size of full-size transformers.
Oh, good
awesome.
God.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Absolutely nuts.
Man,
Yep.
you need to take a picture of that and post it on Twitter.
I think I did when it got in.
Oh, did you?
I'll do it again. Yeah, I'm in like mid transformation because I keep walking away from it. It's like, you gotta turn it into a leg and then an arm, and
Yeah.
a lot more complicated than the little ones are.
Yeah. Dave
Hello,
Bob,
chat. Thank you for having me here.
So Dave Bob just muted, then he unmuted.
It might be your
Okay.
StreamYard settings, Dave Bob.
Yeah, I actually ran into that problem when I jumped on Doomcock's stream last Friday. I went to jump in there, and my StreamYard settings were all set to the wrong shit. So I had to go in there and change it to my Yeti microphone, my earbuds, all that.
That is a Windows update that did that because it did the exact same thing to me. All my settings got swapped. OBS and StreamYards and everything.
Wow. All right, well that makes sense because I was like, why is this set this? I never had it set this way ever.
It was a Windows update that did it.
It was the same thing when I jumped in when me and Coach did the last video that we just dropped. I had to go in there and change all that crap around. I was like, what is going on? I freaking go out of town for 2 weeks, come back, and everything's jacked up.
Awkward silence.
No awkward silence. Dave Bob, are you all right, brother?
I don't know. Can you hear me now?
There we go.
Yes.
Now
Like,
we can hear you.
subscribe, and share.
Yes, please like, share, and
I love it. I love it. The best voice on YouTube, my opinion.
So who was Vince?
Rob Pearson.
Yeah. I was getting ready to say that's all we're missing is Robert Pearson.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Slim Pickens ain't got nothing on me, Bubba.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what? All three of you have great voices, and then there's me and Nick.
Yeah, our voices suck.
We suck.
I've used that in every damn. I've made 28 intros just for Mornings of Mischief as of today.
Yeah, I saw the one this morning when you got on. It was different from the last time. I rarely woke up early in the morning, and
everything always has Vincent and Dave Bob in it, and I try and keep using the Coach helped me out with those swinging doors intro, the one where it goes up to the doors and the doors swing open and you go.
Oh yeah.
Who does Vincent? I just want to know.
Robert Pearson. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You two guys need to have your own show. It would be freaking lit.
Yeah. Dave Bob and Robert Pearson.
Oh
man.
We'll make y'all the graphics and y'all just talk. People will.
Yeah.
Oh. Be hilarious. Y'all could do your own little side adventures. We just need some people to write it.
Yeah.
It'd be incredible. I sound like somebody off of Deliverance.
Yeah, me too. But Robert Pearson, it's it is pretty late over there.
Oh, he's sleeping. He's sleepy time.
Yeah. Yep. He was waiting for me to go live. today, and it never happened.
Yeah, you were gonna go live. We were gonna work on a video.
Well, we're still gonna work on a video tonight.
Well, I don't know, man. Coach got to get up and
I
go to
just
work.
want to say I'm sure glad you guys are back. I've missed y'all.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
we never went anywhere. You just didn't see us.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think Nick said he was traveling the country.
Yeah, he traveled for 2 weeks, and I was just down the street at the golf course.
Wow. Did you win anything?
No, I won second place and third place, so I was first loser and second loser. Got beat by 1 stroke in a big tournament, but it's okay.
How many people?
Like 150.
Nice.
Yeah.
Second place out of that many people?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I deserved to lose though. I didn't. My putting was off. I should have won that mug.
So you basically you saying you did some boneheaded shit.
I did. I got nervous and couldn't make a putt.
Well, next time, you know what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to get it to the green in one shot, and then you're gonna have to sink it with your first putt, and you're gonna have to look at everybody and go, "Coach learned how to putt." Uh-oh.
No, what's going to happen is I'm going to suck and be in last because me and Nick are about to start pushing out content again. So I'm not going to have time to practice. But it's all good. It's time. It is now YouTube season. Everything has settled down. I'm back in school. It's a great year. My classes are smaller than they've ever been. I've got 14 students in every class. They are amazing kids. And I come home and I'm energized. I feel good. And I tell you what, guys, the problem that we're having is we're motivated to start coming out with content again, but it's not quite the season to be releasing content because what's happening? Like, there's just not much going on right now. From my perspective, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all know me. I don't want to sit here and bitch.
Well,
I can't do it. I got to find some positivity somewhere. And there's not much.
The thing is, there's always something going on. It's all about how you take it and what you're looking at.
Yeah.
But
it's election season right now, so there's not much positive going on.
You're right. You're right about that.
Look at my video this morning. Besides the Anna Trucker stuff, my original idea for this morning was critique versus rant. What's the difference between someone critiquing a show and a rant? And I had a guest on, and that's what we talked about for an hour.
Yeah,
and it was it's a good topic. How do you tell the difference between, and what are the rules of each? When you rant, it's passionate, fire, and you gotta have love for what you're ranting about.
Yes.
But you can sit there and critique something and analyze it and do that Vulcan mind meld on it and break it down and prove your point, and it's almost as good as a damn rant.
So very similar to that, Loki, is 2 other words that I use in school: argument versus debate.
Yeah.
Debate, very healthy. We could both come out better. Argument, no one's getting anywhere.
Nope. Yeah, I completely agree with that. And even a Dega Outlaw sending in fireballs right there from doctor and author of Dega Outlaw. Damn straight, Coach.
The Dega Outlaw, he's the truth, man.
I'll tell you
Great
what,
guy.
the video that I'm waiting to drop is a particular someone's Star Wars story that they're supposed to be getting me. He is this gentleman right here.
Nice.
Right here. This guy right here supposed to be getting me his story about Star Wars, his life story. And we're going to make something fabulous. Hello, you. I'm pointing at you.
Yeah, I see. I see what you're doing.
Okay.
I'm listening.
We haven't talked on the phone, and how long? 2 months? Or longer?
It's been about 2.5 months. Yeah.
All right. Well, it's time. You and I need to have a private conversation and talk about that episode because I don't know if you're still on board to do it, but that's one I want to tell.
I'm down with you, Coach. I mean,
Okay.
I was down then, so
I kind of thought you dropped me like a sack of rocks.
Hey, Coach.
Okay.
Hey, I'm in front of everybody. Nah, that's
okay. Good.
Yeah,
you are my brother.
I even hit you up on Twitter and was like, hey, man, just let you know. I know it's been a while and a bunch of shit is going on. A lot of things are happening, but I ain't forget you, and I definitely, I haven't forgetting, Nick.
Oh, forget Nick. We're good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm the loser of EBN.
No, you guys are awesome, man, and everybody's been waiting for you guys to come back. So,
and just hearing you say that, I cannot tell you how much that means.
Yeah,
hey, man, Coach, you and Nick, for real, all bullshit aside, hey, man, we love y'all, man. You guys are awesome.
Well,
hey,
I was kind of upset.
You guys are a part of our family. Always have been since day one. We love you guys, man.
Yeah.
All bullshit aside, I'm no joking, no laughing, no kikiing, letting you know straight up, man. When we haven't seen a video from you guys or heard from y'all in a while, we were like, hey, what's going on with Coach and Nick? But we understand life happens. Yeah. But everybody's sitting here.
I'm not good. I'm not good. See, Coach convinced me to spend $70 on this Predator game, and then was like, boom, I'm on vacation, bitches. And I'm like, where did everybody go? We played twice, and they're gone.
All right, so here's what happened. Hold on. You and Max World were like level 9,000. And me and Nick were level 42. So and I just, it was fun those first few nights, but
yeah, I know.
You're going to have to update me on that game.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Okay, all right. So that's what I was afraid of.
It's the same game with some extra padding. That's all it is.
But when Squadrons comes, we know it's going to be great.
There you go.
And the fact that I can sit in a cockpit in VR and fly my favorite Star Wars ship and be totally immersed in the Star Wars galaxy. Music, sound effects, visuals. I am finally going to be in it for the first time in my life, except for Nick's PlayStation Battlefront VR. But finally, I get to do that, and we're all going to be able to do that together as a community. I can already see us having 4v4s. It's going to be incredible, and I see many late nights coming. This is the game that I've been waiting on since 1997, since me and Nick were playing on the Microsoft, the Gaming Zone.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the Gaming Zone?
I remember the Gaming Zone.
Me and Nick were in freaking X-Wing versus TIE Fighter Squadrons. We were in one called KEA, Kill 'Em All, and another one called HFS, Hellfire Squadron. We are back, Nick. It's been 22 years. We are back. Do you remember how much I used to whoop that ass, Nick?
Oh, whatever. Man, I would freaking have Coach chasing me because you'd always have like wingmen with you, and then I would have the wingmen constantly attacking him while I had him chasing me around.
Man, every time I killed him, he'd be like, "My modem messed up. My modem."
Yeah. Hey man, that was a 56.6 K modem, man.
Yeah.
I was having issues back then, man. At that freaking phone line, one of my sisters would get on there and make a phone call and jack me all up.
Well, I cannot wait to jump into this game and play this with everybody. And I don't know how the streaming's going to go. I have no clue. I told Loki and I told Nick I bought that Valve Index. I bought the Valve Index for this game.
Yeah.
Because I want to experience this game at its peak. So I'm going to do that.
He will, ladies and gentlemen, he will, because he will experience it while getting shot in the back from a TIE interceptor.
I'm okay with that.
Die.
I'm okay.
Yeah, and in the before you jumped on here, Coach, I was talking about this exact same subject, and I was talking about how we're going to be doing on our Echo Base Network live channel, be our gameplay channel when we're live streaming gameplay stuff. So I can actually be in with you, and we can be streaming on there, and Loki can be in there, and he can be streaming also on his channel. Perfect. And yeah, we'll have some 4v4s and link up and go up against other folks as well.
I love it. I can't wait. October's going to be here. Now see, the good stuff's on the way. That game's coming out in October. The Mandalorian is coming out in October. There's so many good things that are happening in the near future. What's going to happen with the Dune movie? Like, so many good things are on the horizon, we hope. So
just got to get over this in-house suspension shit. Dude, you know what I saw today? I want to tell you something. I live in a tourist trap. There is a ice cream shop down the street from me that is like slammed. It is always slammed. You got people coming, going, they walk in, they walk out. There's nothing. And I'm sitting at the light, and there's 8 people waiting outside the door, and they're just waiting, and they're waiting, and they're waiting because you can only get 5 people in a building at one time now. Right. And they stand there, and I'm just going, and they just walk away. They just walk away because they don't want to stand there for an hour or however long while those people inside, they can't even go in, walk in, order, leave. They can't do any of that because guess what? 5 people in a building, that's it.
Yeah. Yes, we experienced that on vacation about a month ago or so at an ice cream shop. Same thing. Sure did.
This has all got to end, and because people are just going to keep freaking out. I've seen people pissed. I've seen people turning on their friends. I've seen people turning on fellow YouTubers. I've seen people going and acting damn bull.
Yeah.
Because of
imagine. All right. So let's go back 500 years when we had the plague, the Black Death in Europe. 1 out of every 3 Europeans died. We're not talking about a country. We're not talking about a city. We're talking about a continent. 1 out of 3 died from that plague. And here we have less than 1%. And we have absolutely gone bonkers. And if you look at the historical perspective, this really isn't much. I know it's something we've never experienced in our lifetimes, yes. But throughout history, it has been much, much, much worse than this.
Yeah, they act like it's Captain Trips off the stand. They act like we're all getting Captain Trips off the stand. As soon as you touch something, you're going to just keel over and die.
Well, and they're saying now that even if you feel like you have it, go home and rest. Don't even go get tested. Go home and rest a couple days, and then you're going to be fine. The infection, disease, whatever we're calling it now, the pandemic, when you get it now, it's at such a weakened state at this point because it's been around, and the longer it's around, the weaker it gets. So people are surviving it. My nephew had it, and my sister-in-law had it, and within 3 or 4 days, they're back. Like, it's over. Yep, polio bad in the 50s. Absolutely. That reminds me of that of that George Carlin bit where he was talking about swimming in the Hudson. And he was talking about people, germaphobes. And he was saying that he said we would go swim in the Hudson when it was full of raw sewage. He said we were tempered in shit. He said, but we had strong immune systems. He said, nobody in my neighborhood got polio, not one person. And I'm like, that's pretty interesting. Like, it's good to get dirty. It is good to get dirty.
Get dirty.
Absolutely.
Well, all right, guys. It is awesome to have you guys back. I can't wait to play. I can't wait to play Squadrons with you guys. I'll of course have it. I got my VR set up. I got
You better hope you're on my team.
My HOTAS and my thruster and my rudder, and hopefully all that will be compatible. So the only thing I'm worried about is them being like, no, you have to have this exact thing and you have to have this exact, because Ace Combat did that. You had to have a specific VR helmet, a specific stick, and it went until like a year after that. They were like, oh, you can hook up anything up to it now.
Hey, I've got my mouse and keyboard, but I hear that Nick over there plays with his joystick a lot. He didn't hear.
I don't think he heard you.
He didn't.
All right, I'm done.
Hey, did you hear what I said, Nick? We
No,
were talking
I
about
just got off
VR,
that
and I said that I've got my mouse and keyboard, but I hear that you play with your joystick quite a bit, and if you don't quit, you're going to go blind.
That's one thing I can honestly say I've not ever done with my VR is look at porn on there. I've not ever. I know you can do it. I've seen videos out there, people showing how to do it on the PS4, but I've honestly never done that.
I don't know where that came from, but okay. I don't follow. It's all right. You know what? Don't explain that. We're going to lose subs. Don't explain that.
I mean,
quick.
All right.
What are we doing? So this morning in Genesis chapter 11, Abram and Lot.
Now Coach is going completely off the rails.
Yeah,
I guess I was too. I came in late conversation. I didn't know what I thought you were talking about porn or something.
Yeah. All right.
You
Loki,
never know.
thank you
You
for
never
having
know on 7 Kinds of Mischief. Shit.
Yeah.
Up, and there he goes.
He missed it. You better hit that rewind button because I've been passing dimes, Mark. You missed it.
You missed it. Well, guys, thank you. Thank you so much. Sorry you missed it, Mark. Thank you, Dave Bob. 24/7. I know you're there somewhere. Hopefully you're getting something. I don't know, getting something to eat or something. But guys, thank you. Thank you, everybody out there. And we will catch you guys next time. I'm not going to play the outro because I'm working on it. So I'll just hit you guys with some Kratos and we'll catch you tomorrow morning. See ya,
guys. See you, Loki.
See y'all.
Good seeing you, Dave Bob. See you, yo friend.
See y'all.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.